Welcome to the Digital Amateur Television Experimenters Night. This is VK7 OTC, the club station of the Radio and Electronics Association of Southern Tasmania. Amateur radio is a worldwide hobby that has many different aspects. Digital television is just one of the many modes and areas that are covered. Maybe you're interested in becoming involved in the DATV Experimenters Nights. You realise that you do not have to be a radio amateur or need any ATV equipment to participate anywhere in the world. Also participate in the night by coming up to the Queen's Domain club rooms. Yes, right on top of the Queen's Domain in the heritage-listed Coast Wireless Station. You never know, we might get you in front of the camera or behind doing one of the many roles during the night. We get underway with our program on a Wednesday night from 7:30 p.m. local time. We'll see you soon. This is VK7 OTC.
Okay, this is VK7 OTC, the club station of the Radio and Electronics Association of Southern Tasmania with our DATV Experimenters Night. And I've got a very special guest in Dave, VK7, honorary VK7.
You've done that a couple of times tonight.
VK5.
Read the hat.
VK5 Delta Golf. So welcome, Dave.
Thank you, Justin.
So just before we get underway, I wish to acknowledge Tasmanian Aboriginal people as the traditional owners of the land upon which we are presenting, and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, for they hold the memories, the knowledge, the culture and hopes of Aboriginal Tasmania. So I just want to start off a quick update on the Tassie Ham Convention that's happening in November, the 1st, 2nd and 3rd of November. So the first is the barbecue up here. That's the Friday night, and then we've got the Saturday and the Sunday, which is the 2nd and the 3rd of November. Got a whole bucket load of presenters, both overseas and also local and interstate. So and you can see the list of presenters as they're being confirmed up on the website. So please have a look. And I just wanted to acknowledge we're starting. The sponsors are starting to flow in, and I mentioned last week, I think, TTMtron. So Mark VK6 MOA from Western Australia, fantastic raffle and door prizes that Mark's contributed. We also have Dennis K0TX from DigiRig. So the little DigiRig interfaces that I've featured on here a few times. Dennis has come to the party. He's supplied a couple of vouchers for DigiRig interfaces. So thank you to Dennis. We've got Ham Radio DX, of course, the WIA and a few other Reast, of course, but we're hosting it as well.
You'd hope you were there.
So yeah. So the major raffle prize, that'll be a big announcement in the not too distant future. But the major raffle prize, let's just say it's a very nice rig of some sort. So I'll leave it at that. But please head off to reast.asn.au, and there are links at the top of the screen to the conference and all sorts of things. So yeah, that's my little update on the Tassie Ham-E-Con as we're calling it. And you'll see in next month's AR magazine, there'll be a advertisement in there with QR codes and all sorts of stuff that you can scan with your phone and go straight into to book. And the last thing I'll say is we have listened to the feedback from the 2022 conference, and there was lots of feedback about the distinct lack of food options.
Oh, you've got to keep them happy with that.
Well and truly. And so, can I just say, this is the 2024 event is a fully catered event. So, you will have morning teas, you will have afternoon teas, you will have lunch supplied. You will, if you have food dietary requirements, we can accommodate those. So, so this is a fully catered event. So on the Saturday and the Sunday, and of course the barbecue is a catered event on the Friday night, which is up here. so that's it. Now, I have Dave in the studio. Dave and partner Katrina are wending their way around Tasmania
In a clockwise direction.
in a clockwise direction. Okay. So where have you come from, Dave? You obviously landed at Devonport.
Yep.
And you're working your way around Tasmania in a clockwise direction. So, where have you been operating the either SOTA or satellites thus far?
Thus far. Well, I got off the boat and I was straight into it. Mersey Bluff.
I love it.
And went to Launceston,
Okay.
Bridport, Derby or Derby.
Derby. Yeah.
Okay.
Mountain biking mecca of Tasmania.
Derby, and then missed out around there because the satellite went off the air for a little while, had a hiccup, but only missed one grid there.
Okay.
Then to St Helens,
Okay.
Swansea, and now in Hobart for 4 days. And after this we'll head down south to Geeveston tomorrow,
Okay.
and then up the west coast and back towards Burnie and Deloraine, and then back on the boat around Tuesday.
Okay. Fantastic.
Fortnight travelling around the state.
So Dave, tell us a bit about. We'll probably start with tell us a bit about yourself, a bit of background about yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
In an amateur radio
Oh,
sense.
well and truly.
Yeah.
Oh, any sense.
Okay. I've known him since high school.
We have. That was where I met you. Actually.
It was indeed.
It was high school.
Yeah, high school.
There you go.
I've been an amateur since 1987, similar to you.
Yep. Yeah.
Didn't do a great deal with it until about the 1990s.
Yep.
That's when I started getting into the satellite side of things.
Okay.
Because I was under the misguided thought that I'm in a dip at my house. I've got mountain on to the south, and I wasn't going to get out very far. Well, how wrong was I? But anyhow, that prompted me to go and listen to the satellites. I started on the likes of Oscar 16 and 19.
Yep. The RSs.
Yes, the RSs. And stayed with the LEO satellites for many years.
Yep.
And also done portable operations. I've even got a first place in a John Moyle field day from back in the 90s.
Using on satellite.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Just going portable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Car battery and an FT747.
Oh.
Yeah.
Luggable.
Oh, very.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
That's the general gist of it.
Okay.
I come from Mount Gambier. Well, sorry, I'm living now in Mount Gambier. I've been there 35 years. I'm not quite a local.
Bit like me in Tasmania,
Yeah.
really.
You know, your grandparents have had to be born there to become a local.
Correct.
Yeah. In southeast, very close to the Victorian border.
Okay.
So I spend quite a bit of time travelling around Victoria, up to Adelaide now and again.
Okay. And tell us a bit about the club in that area of South Australia.
Southeast Radio Group is from Mount Gambier. Very big on fox hunting, which is how I started in this hobby. A mutual friend of ours invited me to come and help him
Fox hunt.
fox hunt
Okay.
in Mount Gambier. So
Okay.
racing around the pine forest. So I thought, yeah, this isn't too bad.
Okay.
And now I'm one of the foxes, and they chase me and call me rude names.
And when does the National Fox Hunting Championships?
June long weekend.
June long weekend. Okay, so that's just happened.
Yes.
Ooh, okay. How'd it go?
It went very well. We got a lot of teams from Victoria coming over, a couple of South Australian ones.
Okay.
And really, there's a group in Melbourne of, I don't know, half a dozen teams or so, and they practice very regularly.
Right. Okay.
But they love coming down here. Coming down to Mount Gambier.
Yeah.
Forget where I am now. Yeah, coming to Mount Gambier, because then they can compete with each other. It used to be, when they're in Melbourne, one team has to organise
Okay.
where the foxes go.
Yep.
But I enjoy finally actually going head to head, car to car, and all the rest of it. And
So give us a bit of an idea about sort of a typical fox hunt. You know, you said you were the fox.
yes,
So you disappear off into somewhere.
yes, hide in a pine forest somewhere,
Okay.
and we're given the running sheet, and so we start transmitting,
Okay.
and we try and make it difficult, not obvious to be seen or something.
Right. Okay.
And it's got more sophisticated over the years. It used to be, hand out the window, turning the antenna,
Armstrong method.
Armstrong method, watching the signal strength go,
Okay.
and now they can pinpoint you very quickly, the better teams.
Right.
But
Okay.
it's a whole different environment to doing it around Melbourne.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not in the city. You're out in the country, and there's reflections everywhere and absorptions where you don't want it.
Pine forests.
Yeah.
Okay.
They either absorb UHF very well, or they reflect it very well, depending on where you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, fantastic.
We can't let them have it too easy.
So as a fox, are you transmitting all the time or intermittently? Is that
Depends. I mean, we've been told now that we're supposed to do it far more. It used to be that you could hear them coming, you'd stop, wait
Right.
for them to go past,
Yeah.
and then you can't do that anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay.
Anyhow, enough of that. That's
I love it.
how
I
it
love
all
it.
started.
Oh no, fantastic. Now, awards. Now you have a range of awards.
I've got a bit of a show and tell, yes. But I'll start with. So my primary niche in this multifaceted hobby is satellites.
Okay.
But I do HF. I do portable. I'm doing more and more portable these years.
Okay.
But satellites has always been the main interest in it. Just grew up liking space stuff when I was a kid.
Okay.
Anyhow, so
It's cool.
It's cool. So I found out a lot of. Start again. The SERG Club has many members that are also equally focused on their own sort of thing. We have
Niche.
niche. We have microwave guys,
Okay.
HF, DX extraordinaires,
Yep.
we portable guys, all sorts of things. We all come together for the fox hunts, but
Okay.
that's beside the point. So anyhow, the portable guys started going off and doing SOTA and everything until they worked out this is costing us a lot of money with all the travelling, and stopped doing it so much. But I got the idea anyhow. I've always enjoyed the portable side of it.
Okay.
And along came somehow I got interested in the Keith Roget Memorial National Parks Award from Victoria.
Yep.
Very simple award. All you have to do is make one contact in every national park in Victoria. There are 45 of them.
Okay.
So I started doing a few of them over the years, and I thought, I want to do something different. I want to do portable satellites from parks. Nobody else seemed to be doing it.
Okay.
Read a few things from the AMSAT North America. They're going out and doing all their grids and portable stuff. I thought, I'll give it a try. So there are about 4 parks very close, within 100 k's of home.
Okay.
And so I did them.
Yep.
And then I wrote to well, I've got in contact with Tony Hamlin, I think it is, VK3XV, who's the coordinator for the Keith Roget.
AR Victoria, I think.
Yeah, AR Victoria, Amateur Radio Victoria.
Yeah.
And floated the question, look, I've done a few parks on satellites. Is that valid for the award? And he said, fantastic, love it, you do it.
Okay.
So got the 10, got the certificate, because I'm from VK5, I get to do it easier than the VK3. And I got to 25 and got all the Western Victorian ones done.
Yeah. Okay.
And Western Victoria is flat.
Yeah.
Generally.
Yep.
And the parks are relatively easy to get to.
Yep.
And it wasn't until I got to the East Gippsland area where there are a lot of mountains, a lot of trees, and some of them are diabolical on satellites.
Can't see the sky.
No. You got a mountain right next to you, you got trees all around you, and somehow you got to do it, but managed to do it.
Okay.
Anyhow, so I did all 45 and earned
this very, very nice certificate.
a plaque.
And can I just point out down here, it says satellite number 1. So Merit Award satellite number 1, as in the very first one to have done all the
parks on satellite.
On satellite.
It may even be that this is the first one that hasn't been done on HF.
There you go.
I don't think anybody's gone around and done them all on 6 metres or 2 metres or something like that.
Oh, now that'd be a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's my
very
pride
nice.
and joy.
And very nice plaque, Dave.
It's if you do all 45 parks, even as a chaser hunter, you can earn one of these.
Okay.
If you pay the money.
Okay.
So.
Oh no, very nice.
Yeah, my pride and joy, that one.
Oh, definitely. Now, do you want me to hold that?
No,
No?
I'll
Is
just
that all right?
slip it under the others.
Okay.
Carefully. Yeah. So.
Great. Congratulations.
Thank you. So that's what really got me started in portable operation on the satellites. This is all on the low Earth orbit ones.
Yep.
And we can't go to that yet, but that's okay.
We can if you like.
No, it's all right.
No? Okay.
I'll show them later.
Okay.
Yeah, so low Earth orbit ones. There's not many operators on satellites. It's a fairly quiet thing, and we're all pretty casual around this part of the world.
Okay.
Nobody's out there doing awards apart from me. But
You found your niche.
it's like it's like having a round table thing where 3 or 4 of you will just chat about anything really via the satellites.
Okay.
The challenge is actually working the satellites. But yeah, and this is the part I really wanted to talk about before we get on to GreenCube, is how to do portable operation on satellites, because it's different to HF. HF, you find a park, sling up your antenna, and start talking. Satellites is a little bit different. You have to plan it a bit better because you have to be there at the right time and have enough of a clear view in the right direction. And
point in the right direction.
Point in the right direction. They say satellites are easy because you know where and when they are. Yes, you do. That's about it.
Yeah.
Because you're tracking 2 frequencies in opposite directions whilst logging, talking, and pointing your antennas at the same time. If I had 6 hands, it would be much easier.
Better. Yes.
Anyhow, I've got up here. No, it's got it.
Yeah. That's right. I'll just push this magic little red button.
Okay, there it is. Okay, so this is a satellite tracking program, SAT PC32, running under the Windows system.
Yep.
These that are being shown are all low Earth orbit satellites. So, for example, the one over Africa is RS-44. That's about 1,000, 1,200 k's up.
Okay. Yep.
The one next to over India, Indonesia, to the right, PO101, that's much lower. So what the circle represents is the footprint of the satellite. Anybody who is under that footprint can talk to anybody else who is under that footprint.
Okay.
So as you can see, the one that's over Southern Africa, you could go from New Zealand to Perth to Darwin, all at the same time, at about 1200 k's up.
Okay.
That's easy enough to do. Because we've got a flat screen showing a round object of the Earth, things are very distorted, so
Yes.
the ones up the top going around the pole are very wide and flat. But
Okay.
the International Space Station at the moment is somewhere between Australia and New Zealand. Very small footprint, only 400 k's up.
Yep.
So you could get around Australia, but you couldn't get from Perth to Christchurch, for argument's sake.
Yep. Okay.
So that's what I did for years.
Yep. Yeah. So the LEOs,
that's the LEOs,
Yep.
the low Earth orbit. Good fun.
Yep. But it has its limitations.
It has its limitations. You're looking at 10 to 15 minutes at the most.
Yep. Okay.
From horizon to horizon, you're constantly having to move the antenna.
Yep.
Not only up and down, side to side,
Yep.
but also in polarity as well.
Okay. Yes. Good point.
So yeah, it's all three-dimensional sort of thing. Anyhow, so that's the LEO side of things.
Okay.
And
Cool. Let's go back here.
go back there. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Cool. Okay. So let's move down. We've got a little running sheet here. So do we want to move into the GreenCube? So
Okay, we'll talk about GreenCube.
yep.
Okay. GreenCube is a CubeSat. CubeSats are only 10 centimetres by 10 centimetre cubes, though you can have multiple ones stacked. GreenCube, I think, is a 3-unit one.
Okay.
It's about the size of a loaf of bread,
Oh, okay.
if you can picture that.
Yep. Cool.
What makes GreenCubes... No, start again. GreenCube was designed, built by the Italian universities in Rome and Naples.
Okay.
And they have their own primary mission for GreenCube by growing plants in space.
Okay.
They've got inside this little
10 by 10.
10 by 30 cube,
okay.
rectangle. They've got a little hemisphere for growing plants in.
Okay.
They've got a propulsion unit on the back of it that's half the size of a Coke can.
Okay.
So they had experimented for a year to say, yep, it worked.
Okay.
But they also had an amateur set up for the communications to and from the satellite.
Okay.
It's on 70 centimetres.
Yep.
You transmit on 70 centimetres. It transmits back on 70 centimetres.
Okay.
It sounds exactly like 1200 baud packet, but it's got that much error correction and things with it that
It's not normal packet.
it's not normal packet. You can't.
Yeah. Okay.
You can't use a normal packet system to use it. But what really makes GreenCube special, as if we can switch over to the other one, is its footprint.
Much different.
It is much different. It is 5,800 kilometres high.
Yeah. Okay.
It has a footprint of about 13,000 kilometres.
So the footprint is the bright blue that you're seeing
bright
at the
blue
bottom.
you can see. At the
Yeah,
moment, it's
okay.
down here.
Yep.
Down bottom left corner.
That's it.
It's moving across the Antarctic, and
So it's effectively all of Antarctica, a bit of the bottom of Africa.
Yep.
And the bottom and most of South America.
Yeah.
Most of South
so
America.
anyone in
yeah.
South Africa can talk to anyone in
Yeah.
make contacts with South America at the moment.
I love it.
From where we are in Tasmania,
Yep.
you can just get into the west coast of the USA.
Yep. Okay.
Easily get into Japan, around Asia,
Yep.
and into South Africa and Argentina,
Yep.
and down there. Where I am in Mount Gambier, I can't get into the United States at all. It just
You're
goes
just outside.
I'm just outside of the west coast.
Okay.
My furthest contact from there was about there in just north of Kazakhstan with a Russian.
Okay. Yeah.
Just there where the cursor is.
Yeah.
A Russian station just north of Kazakhstan.
Okay.
12,500 k's away.
Outrageous.
It's a marvellous thing. So.
So Dave, take us through, because the story you told me was the universities had finished their experiments.
Ah, yes. The universities had a year-long experiment. They finished it, and they said, right, we're going to pull the pin, and they made a big announcement to say, no, we're going to turn it off on the 5th of February. They made the announcement about 10, 14 days before.
Yep.
And within a week, there were 2,000 signatures saying, please don't.
Please don't.
The ARRL president put in a message saying, please don't. The AMSAT North America said, look, this is the best satellite we've had in 20 years. Please, is there some way that we can take over the running of it or keep it going?
Yep.
So they said, we'll think about it, and it took them 3 months, and it has been assigned to AMSAT Italy.
Okay.
They now control the thing and run it. Meanwhile, here I was trying, going here, there and everywhere to make sure I could get as many contacts as I could
before
it fell over.
Okay.
Totally unknown when it was going to happen. It was an interesting time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. So it's now under amateur control.
It is now under amateur control.
Yeah. Cool.
And that is important because the thing is not 100% reliable.
Okay.
All it takes is a particle to hit the wrong bit in memory, flip it, and it'll go into safe mode.
Yep.
And or telemetry only. And we just have to wait until it gets over Italy for somebody to send the right signals to reset it.
Do a reset.
Do a reset.
Must be a Windows system. Sorry, I didn't. Sorry, I said that out loud.
But that's what happened when I was in the northeast of Tasmania. When I was in Derby, it fell over. It was back up and running within 48 hours.
Yeah. Okay. So you and Dave and I did a wonderful contact here on Sunday night.
Right.
On Sunday night. So that was eye opening for me, because I. And you might want to mention, the last time we had a MEO, so a medium Earth orbit satellite, was actually AO40.
Well, that was a high Earth orbit. This is the first actual MEO we've had.
So, okay.
A high Earth one will cover half the globe.
Yes.
This one,
a lot further out.
This one does a fair bit, but yeah. So
it's we haven't actually ever had one of these, have we?
No, this is new.
Yeah. So I can see why lots and lots of people got together to try and convince the powers that be to hand it over to AMSAT Italy. That's just fantastic.
Yeah, they were just going to let the batteries drain, and that was it.
Yeah. Okay. Righto.
They'd actually practiced it beforehand.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank God they didn't implement it.
No.
So what are some of the challenges of operating a MEO versus a LEO? What's the...
it's actually easier, I find.
Okay.
For a start, it takes an hour and a half to go from horizon to horizon.
Okay.
So you don't have to move the antenna very often. Can we go...
we can.
To the other
Hang
one?
on. We'll just do a replug here, so just stand by. And we go here now.
Okay.
There we go.
This is me operating HF. I was going to use that before. We don't need to worry about that one so much.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, this is my first setup when I was portable. So it consists of the antenna that had been stuck in the shed loft for 20 years that I used on Oscar 40's uplink on 70 centimetres.
Okay.
It's a 17 element home built thing.
Yep. Okay. High gain.
4 metres of coax, which is also 20 years old and still work. A surveyor's tripod. IC 9700, but I have used a TS811 on it.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, it's going back a long time, but yeah, once it warmed up a bit and stopped drifting, it was fine. So anything that can transmit sideband on 70 with about 10 to 25 watts, you're set for a radio. Cool. As long as you can control it from your program.
Computer
program.
Yep.
So I've got an IC 9700 which just plugs into the laptop. This particular photo was in Karakara National Park in central West Victoria. Lovely spot, 360 degree view. It's a SOTA summit.
Cool.
And I was trying. It was freezing cold too, early in the morning. But the solar panels, 100 watt solar blanket, kept the battery charged. So.
Okay.
And someone asked me, well, what do you use to rotate it? And the answer is an inclinometer to measure the angle,
the elevation
angle, a compass for azimuth, and a 10mm spanner to adjust the thing.
I love it. I love it.
Very simple setup. But
very good.
I have progressed. This was taken from Mount Mungeran, north of Canberra.
Okay.
And I now have a 10-element Yagi, it's a diamond Yagi. A lot of people use 15 elements of the same thing. It's very popular, and Diamond are struggling to keep up with supplying
demand.
Okay.
But
I use the 10 for a simple reason I'll get to later.
Okay.
But yeah, this was drive up to the mountain, pull out the table, get your stuff set up, and hopefully find a spot clear through the trees.
I love it. And
it's just a camera tripod.
Okay.
Much lighter, simpler, and fits in the car easier.
Okay.
It's linear polarized. The satellite is circular polarized, but I find during a pass I only have to change polarization a couple of times.
And you've got a great little 3D mount that enables you to do that.
I've got a 3D printer. I've tried a few things with it. Marvellous little toy, but
fantastic.
It's evolved. Right, so
Here we go.
Another thing I did, I wanted to do when Oscar 40 was up. I'd worked everybody I could from home. I wanted to go and do a de-expedition. However, it went silent and I never got round to it. I was going to go, I think it was Lord Howe Island.
Okay.
Anyhow, I'd worked everyone at home. I'd done a lot of practice out, and I thought, right, it's about time. I fulfilled the dream, and we spent a week in Norfolk Island.
There you go.
And the idea was we'd take a week to go from Mount Gambier to Sydney, hop on the plane, do a week in Norfolk, and hop on and do a week coming back home.
Okay.
So we got to Albury, and I thought, right, about time I got the gear out. I'm in a new grid. I'll set it all up, and it was telemetry only. It wasn't turned back on until halfway through the trip to Norfolk Island. So,
that was a bit nerve-wracking.
It was more annoying than anything else. But so for the first few days it was tourist mode, and then
and then amateur mode,
and then do a few Leo passes for the guys on the east coast. And then it got turned on. Well, I was up on Mount Pitt in Norfolk Island, every pass I could make. I even had a couple saying from America saying, can you be up at 9 o'clock at night? We're going to be up at 3 in the morning to work here. It worked. The second time, fell over and broke the mount the first time, so that was the joys of portable operating.
Correct.
Anyhow, Mount Bates, that's same on Norfolk Island, but this is the one that's a SOTA summit. So you got
this is the other end of the island.
This is the other end of the island. So you've got one that you can drive up, no trees, 360 degree view, no SOTA points. Then you walk 500 metres to the other one, which is full of trees, and you're carrying all your stuff, and that's where you get your points from. But managed to get a pass where I was just between the trees to Japan.
Yep.
It's the only time I made it up to Mount Bates with the gear.
You're almost 90 degrees here.
Yeah,
that's straight up.
Yeah, that was right at the end of the pass, and Japan was out of the footprint by then.
Okay.
So it was time to take a photo.
Okay.
Right, so this is a more modern... This is the setup I use now. So I've got a 12 amp hour battery, which is the biggest battery you can put on a plane.
Yeah, okay.
The 10 element Yagi... yeah, that's the old tripod. I've got a newer one now, but anyhow.
Okay.
The laptop, and I do all my logging on the book, so that's my simple setup.
I love it. And I had it demonstrated to me again this afternoon at the end of my street. So that was pretty cool. That was very cool.
Right. Sometimes, this was in Victoria, a picnic table's a wonderful thing.
Definitely.
Very handy.
What's the box?
That's my preamp.
Okay.
It's a mini kit 70 centimetre preamp.
Okay.
The preamp itself is fine, but the connectors are a bit dodgy. So sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't.
Okay.
It has you don't. If you have a short run of coax, you don't need a preamp much. But a preamp does help.
Okay.
Because let's face it, the satellite is up to 10,000 k's away from you. At its closest, it's only 6,000 k's.
That's still a 12,000 k round trip.
So yes, those that suggest, oh, can I get it on a discone? No, you might get one packet, but you just won't. You won't make a conversation out of it.
Correct.
So yeah, 10 element Yagi is about, the minimum you need for GreenCube.
Okay. Now, and what transceiver are you using here, Dave?
That's still the 9700.
Okay.
I don't have any pictures of the 811.
Yeah, okay.
But some have even tried it with an 817 and an amplifier.
Oh, okay.
Righto. 706.
Yeah.
FT991.
Yep.
There's a whole range of them.
Okay.
But basically, if you can do 10 watts or more, 10 to 25 watts is all you need.
Yep.
Now, 10 element Yagi.
Yep.
On sideband.
Yep. Okay.
You're on.
So 705 would do that. That's 10 watts on a battery.
Yeah.
So
I think the record, if there's the real problem is congestion, everybody getting on at the same time and packets being clashed.
Yep.
If you're on by yourself, you can hit the thing with 100 milliwatts.
Yeah.
And that's not bad for 8,000 k's away.
Well and truly. That's fantastic.
I think that's the record. I've got it down to a couple of watts. But
yeah, okay.
Yeah, in fact, a guy in New Zealand and I had a bit of a conversation and we just kept winding the power down and seeing how far it'd go. And we were running about 2 watts each.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go.
Into it.
I love it. Well, I love it.
So...
now. For our Tasmanian viewers, we'll recognise this.
Yes, this is the Curry Lighthouse. I did a little de-expedition to King Island earlier this year. That's a hire car. Same setup as before. What's not showing there is the gale force winds
the horizontal rain.
And the horizontal rain. The rest of the trip was actually quite fine.
It looks quite so calm.
But there were 4 grids on King Island and I wanted to get them. So
okay. Very impressive lighthouse, that.
It is. It is. And there are other tales, but won't worry about them. But one thing was that on this pass, you had me on King Island, you had the boys on Flinders Island off the coast of Eyre Peninsula in South Australia.
Okay.
And one of the guys said he was going to do satellites. Good. Okay. More grids for me. Great.
Definitely.
And more parks and whatever for me. He was going to do what I do. And he didn't find it that easy, but eventually by this stage he had got on the air, wasn't working people. Okay. Very good. So I got on there, got my dozen or so contacts, and then I see VK5 FIL come on. Okay. And I thought, I'll leave him to it. And new call sign, new grid, When you get the footprint from Japan, get Japan into the footprint, everybody is onto him.
Dog pile.
Yeah, so when Japan came out of the footprint, I got my contact.
Okay.
Patience is a virtue with these things.
Okay.
And I asked him, how was that? And he said, it was intense.
Yeah, oh my God.
It's the most fun he'd had for a while.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
That's very good. Very good indeed.
Right, this is, now we're on to my trip as it is now. That's the Mersey Bluff Lighthouse near Devonport, or in part of Devonport. And I just got off the boat a few hours earlier, got some breakfast, saw the sunrise, lovely sunrise. And
very good.
got my first grid from Tasmania in the back, well, mainland Tasmania, the big island.
Yeah.
Here. Done.
Oh, no, very good.
And so yeah, there are about 10 grids in Tasmania. Grid, if I haven't explained before, a grid is 2 degrees of longitude by 1 degree of latitude.
Yep.
Roughly rectangular.
Yep.
And Tasmania's got about 10 of them. And I'll give you just one last photo. St Helens, sunrise. I only found out that GreenCube was back up and running about 20 minutes before. So quickly get dressed, get into the car, find somewhere roughly facing north, and play radio.
And so that's St George's Bay. If this is St Helens,
that is.
So absolutely idyllic. Great photo, Dave.
Thank you.
Very nice photo. So now the other thing I just want to point out here is, you're actually where's your power coming from on this particular photo?
Okay.
I'll open that rabbit hole. I'll go back over here.
You can open that rabbit hole. When you go outside after this meeting, for those who are here locally, you'll see the little red car.
Yep.
It's an MG4, fully electric, big battery on wheels.
There you go.
But one of the features that I liked when I was choosing which electric car I was going to get was it has the ability, which is called vehicle to load. It can supply 240 volts at about 10 amps to anything plugged into it. And special plug. You put a special plug into the charging port and set it off, and it will supply 240 at around 10 amps. I've got pictures where we're having an induction heater cooking a barbecue in the middle of nowhere.
Electric barbecue.
Electric, yeah.
I love it.
I've run fan heaters off of it. I've got a photo of running the vacuum cleaner on it when I'm cleaning the car. I don't need to have an extension lead.
Correct.
I don't need an extension lead anywhere else. I just plug it into the car.
I love it.
Wonderful thing.
I love it.
So, yeah, if I have the ability, and I've brought a 13.8 volt power supply, no RFI on 70 that I have found.
Correct. Yeah. You'd be very unlucky to find RFI up there, but it does happen.
It does happen. But yeah, it's very clean in that regard.
Cool.
Okay, so I shall have a chat about grids.
Yes.
And we'll get back to the grids and the awards. AMSAT North America came up with this thing called the AMSAT Rover Award.
Okay.
It's because the guys that go out and make the kilometres and do all the hard work for all those that are sitting in their warm sheds, shacks, should be rewarded.
Well and truly.
So they came up with this.
Cool. The AMSAT Rover Award.
The AMSAT Rover Award. Now the idea of this is that every time you activate a grid, which is not your home grid, you get various points. Now it's 1 point for an FM satellite, 2 for a sideband satellite, or CW on a satellite, 3 for a digital satellite. Then it gets even more confusing where if you do a write-up and it's printed in the AMSAT journal, you get 10 points. If you do it as a part, say, a field day thing, and you've got local dignitary involved.
Special points.
And it gets published in the local newspaper.
Yeah, okay.
You get 10 points.
Okay.
Or something like that. So really...
This is promotional material.
It is indeed. They're very big on that over there.
Okay.
Anyhow, but you have to have confirmed contacts.
Yeah, okay.
And...
it's LOTW then?
Yes, it's Logbook of the World.
Yep.
Confirmed contacts. Which is a problem for me working Leos because, like I said, around Australia, pretty casual.
Yeah.
And hardly anybody confirms their contacts. So I got on 10 points with this, thanks to maybe 2 hams.
Yeah, okay.
And that stayed there for many years. And then I got on Oscar 117, GreenCube.
Yep.
And soon got this one.
It went off.
It went off. And this is the first one in the Australian-New Zealand area.
Oh, congratulations.
And I haven't looked since to find out whether anybody else has tried it.
Yeah, okay.
But, yeah.
The AMSAT Rover Award, I love it.
That's, yeah.
And what does it actually say? So certifies that David Giles operating Amateur Radio Station 5DG has submitted evidence to the AMSAT headquarters of having conducted two-way satellite communications with other amateur stations in accordance with the rules for this award. And you get the awards manager and the president of AMSAT.
And they're all individually numbered.
And they're all individually numbered.
I missed out on number 73 by 1. But I'm not fussed. Still going around the place.
That's very good. And a good recognition of you, of all the effort that goes into going portable and you know, you put in a lot of effort and you've got to cart a lot of equipment around and all of that sort of thing. So
I've never even bothered to think how many Ks I've driven around.
Yes, many thousands, I suspect. Tens of thousands.
Lots.
Oh, well and truly.
Lots.
Okay.
Now, satellite contacts, I will say, I better prompt this one in.
Yeah, okay.
Satellite contacts do count for all the major awards except for one. So,
okay.
For the work all states, work all zones, DXCC, all the Australian WIA awards,
Okay.
The EQSL,
Yep.
all the Logbook of the World awards, they all count for that. Parks, SOTA, everything.
Yep. Okay.
Except for one, and that's IOTA.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So,
Which the 60th anniversary is on right at the moment.
Yeah. So I'm not a big IOTA chaser.
Okay.
For obvious reasons.
Okay. You could have you could have got some IOTA points on King.
Yeah, and Norfolk.
Well, and Tasmania.
And Norfolk.
Yeah.
All that.
Well and truly.
But no,
Okay.
they don't count.
No, okay. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. Now, I think you've got one more.
I have got one more, and this proves the point. This is a VUCC
Definitely.
award. Whoops. North American one.
So VUCC. So CC's obviously 100.
Yeah. VHF, UHF Century Club.
Century Club. Yes.
Now, it's all manner of variants for every band 6 meters and above.
Okay.
But there's one extra for satellite.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what band you use, just as long as they're all satellite contacts.
They're all okay. And so you have worked
100 grids.
100 grids. Okay. You on satellite.
On satellite.
Wow.
A lot of them, and because one of the stipulations is that it's got to be within a certain radius of your home.
Okay. Okay.
Well, actually, it's got to be 200 k's between the furthest points.
Okay.
So a bit of planning on my part has gone into working out, well, how can I maximise my circle of influence with this? Because where I am, Mount Gambier, it's 30 k's from the coast. And
there's one limitation.
That's one limitation. You'd have the same problem here. You'd have to work out what...
Correct. You'd want to live in the middle of Tasmania.
You would. But if you push your circle around... So my circle is in about 4 or 5 different grids.
Okay.
The edges of a couple when my main grid, Queen Fox 02.
Okay.
So... A lot of these have been done from parks.
Okay. Okay.
As part of my parks thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But one of the best ones was a lot of grids were thanks to, and I'll put a plug out to him, JA9KRO,
Okay.
who works on a ship.
Oh.
And he travelled from Papua New Guinea up back to Japan, and giving out
through many grids.
Giving out many grids via GreenCube.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I picked up maybe 15 grids off of him.
Okay.
There's another one, Ukrainian guy, UT1 Hotel, I think. He does the Atlantic Ocean. And,
on a ship.
On a ship.
On a ship. Yeah.
I've managed to work him once. He was off to the coast of Uruguay.
Okay.
And I was in the middle of Victoria, so it doesn't count for my VUCC because I'm a long way out of my circle of where it works.
Okay.
But yeah, that was fun.
I wonder if his circle is considered to be the ship. That's an interesting.
I don't know.
Interesting nuance. That's very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, fantastic! Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Dave. They are spectacular from the point of view, and to them all having been done via satellite.
I just wanted to show what could be done.
Oh, well and truly. And that's an incredible achievement. That's definitely an incredible achievement. Now, I got here because you talked a little earlier about. I've just got a question about etiquette, because you talked about congestion earlier.
Yes.
And being one of the main problems with GreenCube, because it can see it's got a huge footprint.
Yes. It's got a very sensitive receiver. We've proven that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a case of a number of stations transmitting at the same time.
Okay.
And so the packets collide and nothing gets through.
Okay.
And they have tried various methods to, make people have patience and do it. And I'm just as guilty as everybody else. I'll freely admit that.
Okay.
That somebody rare has come on that I haven't worked before.
Got to get
and
in.
bang.
Yeah.
Doesn't work like that.
Okay.
I had one incident where I was on King Island, and I had set up with a guy in Argentina to have a sked, and we only had something like a 3 to 5 minute window of opportunity. It was straight out over the ocean for both of us.
Yeah, okay.
Anyhow, we got to the timing. I'm sitting there, I'm waiting for it, up he comes, and then he keeps going, and I'm trying to send my reply, but he's just hammering the satellite 100%, and I can't get a packet in edgeways. And I had him on, had his email address, and as soon as the pass was over, I said, "Look, give us 20 seconds, please. A little bit of a window.
1 or 2 packets, come on.
And we can get this done. Otherwise, you've just missed out on a grid."
Yeah.
And after that, fine, he apologised, and we're all good. But
just got a bit excited.
Yeah, we've all done that. And the Japanese are very good most of the time, but occasionally some new one will come along that doesn't know it and will just hammer the thing. And what's more, they get a reply from me, and they'll send back, received.
RR73.
Yeah, 73 over and over again.
Yeah, okay.
I don't need to know that. It's fun being at the other end of a dog pile when you're activating new grid. One good example was last year they had a parks get together in Renmark in South Australia, and after that we went for a bit of a tour around. We went to Lake Mungo in New South Wales,
very famous lake, north
of Mildura, and I operated there on HF for a while, and then operated on GreenCube.
Okay.
And at the time, there were 2 big de-expeditions going around. One was Micronesia, and another one was Fiji, I think it was.
Well within the footprint, yes.
Well within the footprint. And everybody went for me.
Right.
Because I was a new grid. they'd already worked Micronesia. They weren't going to go very far away, but yeah, this was a new one for everyone.
I love it.
And yeah, 30 contacts in the space of 15-20 minutes.
Right. Okay.
They were patient then. It all worked well.
Now, one of the things with the software that I noticed is
yes,
you can put in multiple call signs and
Okay.
work multiple.
Can we go back to this?
Hang
I'll
on.
fire up the software used, because I should talk about that. Okay.
So, let me just do some electrickery here. So, all right.
Okay,
We're
you
there
need
now.
3 pieces of software.
Yep.
One is the satellite tracking for all the Doppler shift and telling you where the satellite is.
Okay.
Then you need a sound modem. It's going to come up with all these errors because I haven't got a radio plugged in. But the popular UZ7HO sound modem
Okay.
software, he has a special version called Green TNC.
Okay. Okay.
And that is specifically designed for the satellite.
GreenCube. Okay.
For GreenCube. And it can run it at the 3 speeds that the satellite is. It's mostly on 1200 baud.
Okay.
It occasionally lapses into 300 baud. And if they really want to muck everybody up, they put it on 2400 baud.
Ooh, okay. Righto.
But it doesn't go through the radios that well, and hopefully anyone uses it.
Everything is filtered out.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Okay.
300 baud's pretty slow.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's mostly on 1200 baud.
Okay.
The third one you need is a terminal program to actually send organise the packets, send them and return. So
Okay.
UZ7HO comes complete with a terminal program, which you can use.
Okay.
I have done it for most of the early stuff. I was using that, and it works okay.
Okay.
But this works much better. There's a Danish amateur OZ9AAR.
Okay. Oh yes. Yes.
Yeah, we go through all this.
Just ignore all of those.
Right, has come up with a comprehensive terminal program.
Okay.
That's on there. Yep.
Yeah. Well.
Where you can, and it's great for being portable like me.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I can't run it at the moment.
No.
because
I understand.
demo. But in this section here are all the decoded packets.
Yep.
Coming down. On this side are all the stations.
Keep talking.
All the stations that have been received. In this box here are all the ones that you've had contact with. But up here on the screen, it shows the signal quality. Yeah, maybe something like that. Shows it in action.
Just what I can do, if we transition back here and I go to here, it actually shows the...
This is what I was doing the other night, wasn't it?
Oh, it is. Let me just get that in. Oh, that's tight.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
what it just explain what the colours mean. That's
Okay.
probably
For a green, somebody's sending CQ. For a blue, that is a message to me. Because it'll have my call sign as part of it.
okay.
The dark blue is the one I've selected at the time. My mouse is over it.
Okay.
The white ones are just anybody else sending messages, nothing to you, and the pinkish ones are what I've transmitted.
Okay.
And
That's got that's got the footprint on the top of it.
that shows you what you can get from here in Tasmania.
Yeah, that was huge. That was at the end of the.
That was at the end of the pass.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but from here you'd get into the west coast of the US, you'd get into at least the bottom half of South America, the east and south part of South Africa.
Yep.
South Africa, India. You might get into the Middle East. I can from home.
Okay. Yeah, a
but-
bit further over.
But there's only been a couple of stations in the Middle East. If you're on the west coast of Australia, you can get into Europe about as far as Italy and Finland.
Okay.
If you're on the east coast, Brisbane area, you can get quite a bit of the States, Canada, Mexico, Alaska.
Cool. Okay.
So that's gives you an idea of the range of it. I've worked about 26 countries so far.
Cool. I love it.
Mm.
Absolutely
You'll
love it.
never get DXCC on it from around here. But you'd have to fight all the congestion in the Northern Hemisphere to do that.
Oh, well and truly.
Yeah.
Well and truly. Okay. Let me just push the button.
How are we doing for time?
We're 8:30, so we're right on time.
Oh, wonderful.
So, any sort of any final comments? Sort of anything we've missed?
Okay, this is just a personal thing, but having done satellites for goodness knows 30 years,
a long time.
30 years, I've made more contacts on GreenCube than that last 30 years combined with all the others.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how popular it is.
Mm.
And on a typical pass, I can get 20
Contacts.
20 contacts.
Okay.
Mostly Japanese, some Chinese, Taiwan.
Yep.
There's a few Indonesians, Malaysians.
Okay.
They're the ones north, but United Arab Emirates,
Okay.
India. There's only a couple, 17 billion people in India. There's only 2 amateurs on GreenCube.
And they like it that way.
And of course, Argentina and South America.
Yeah, in the other direction, well and
Yeah.
truly. Oh no, fantastic. So is that a combination of? It is a digital type satellite.
Yes.
So there is the exchange to me looks. It looks like a cut down sort of FT8,
It
FT4.
is very cut down. When we first started it, people were using "Hello, old man, you are 599," big messages, and we soon worked out this can't happen.
Yeah. If we want
forever.
to maximise the contacts.
We have to maximise the number of contacts, so it's basically down to your call sign, their call sign, R73 both ways, and that's it.
Yeah. So the assumption is it's 5.9 because you're basically it's line of sight.
Every contact's 599.
Yeah.
And cut down to a minimum. The most you would do, if I'm calling CQ, it'll be CQ and a grid square. If I'm out in a park, it'll be the park number. If I'm on SOTA, it'll be a SOTA number.
Okay.
The Japanese will do grid square and prefecture numbers.
Yeah. Okay.
So for Tokyo, it'll be PM 9510.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I didn't bring it in, but I've actually worked all the Japanese prefectures.
Oh, okay.
Apart from one on GreenCube, but did get them on Oscar 40 20 years ago.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
I love it.
So I got that one.
Okay.
But I'm still waiting on just one. And I don't know if it's my influence or a few others that have done it, but a lot of Japanese now are going portable, and we're having park-to-park contacts.
I love it.
Have
you had a summit to summit?
Maybe one.
Okay.
There was an American guy when I was right on the East Coast that said, "Can we do a summit to summit?" I said, "Sorry, mate. I'm right on the coast as far as I can get. There's no summits easily available."
Okay.
But it is possible.
No, well and truly, eminently possible. Wow.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah, my list of park-to-parks with Japan is steadily growing.
Yeah, well,
on the weekends.
Yeah,
they get out and about.
So they all go out. Yeah. Is there a Worked All Prefecture Award? Is there?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the Worked All Japan Areas, WAJA.
Yeah. Okay.
By the JARL.
Wedger.
Yeah. All 47.
There you go.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Yes. Yeah. Which is a bit difficult right at the moment.
Yeah, we're all waiting for Logbook of the World to get their act together.
So yes. Anyway, these things happen.
It's going to be flooded when they do.
Well and truly. Well and truly. Now, I've got one last question.
Yep.
Which is, what makes a good satellite operator on GreenCube?
Patience.
Okay. There you go. From the master.
I don't profess to have a great deal of it, but
I'm working on it.
But yeah, patience and having a reasonable setup.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I said before, you're not going to get it on a discone. You're not going to get it on a vertical.
Yep. A reliable, good quality setup.
You need to have an antenna with gain.
Yep.
And be prepared to experiment. It took me a couple of weeks, mainly due to Windows. 'Cause I'm not a Windows fan.
Yeah.
Getting all that sorted out and everything. But once it was done, straight into it. It's not too hard at all.
Oh, truly. Okay. And Dave was set up this afternoon. Actually, I can show you. Dave was set up this afternoon. There was a wonderful bench seat, a picnic table.
Picnic tables are good.
Well and truly. Where's? Oh, there we go. Now, if I go to here, there we go. There's Dave on the picnic table. It's at the end of my street, which is Wentworth Street. And set up on the picnic table, you can see the antenna in the background there. Now, there we go.
Probably a better one.
Yeah. With a sunset in the background. Oh, come on. Now that's the inclinometer.
That's the inclinometer. Yeah.
That's so checking the elevation.
I find I only have to change it, say, every 15 degrees.
Okay.
If that.
No. Fantastic.
Sometimes I've gone 30 degrees. Oh.
So, and you've got the IC 9700 in a Pelican case.
It's been around.
Yeah. And a neat bit of low loss coax. And then the USB to the laptop.
That's it.
So, a pretty simple satellite setup, I would suggest.
Yeah, it's evolved.
Yeah.
It's certainly not as bulky and everything as when I first started out, but you start with what you've got.
Oh no, well and truly.
Like anything, and gradually refine.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, that is fantastic, Dave. Thank you very much. Now, hang on. Just let me double check, because have we got? We've got Andy from the UK, and we've got Lionel from the US. Michael 2MJC from Sydney. Mm-hmm. Ross VKK. Sean, hello Sean, up in New Norfolk. And can I just say, Sean, everything worked perfectly.
What, from your point of view?
Oh no, we just have some challenges in the ATV studio, which did not rear their ugly head. So fingers crossed and touch wood. Fantastic. So thank you very much, Dave. I'll just finish off. So now our space weather forecasting service. There is no warnings at all.
Nice.
I looked up this morning. So. And future events now. Next week is July the 3rd, which is our amateur radio quiz night. So we'll be streaming that. Not quite sure, but amateur radio quiz night run by Hayden, VK7HH. Then July the 10th, which is the next Wednesday night, is a contesting forum in preparation for August, which is of course
the RD contest.
RD, Alara Meet, and there's a couple of others in there as well. Lighthouse, correct. The next weekend's the Lighthouse. And in fact, great segue, because on the 7th of August, which is the first Wednesday night in August, we have Mike Jenner, VK7FB, who is giving us a talk on his life in the Lighthouse service. He spent time in 4 lighthouses around Tasmania, so that should be an absolutely fascinating talk. And then the first Wednesday night in September is a Reast visit to the Channel Men's Shed, and I understand there might be a sausage sizzle and a guided tour of the men's shed. Mm-hmm. They have a very impressive men's shed.
Oh, good.
It is huge, and it has mills, lathes, that's the metal bit, welders, MIG, TIG, everything, welders.
Full workshop.
Then there's the wood bit, which is the shapers, planers, thicknesses, whatever else.
All right.
So it's a pretty impressive shed. As well as full commercial kitchen, which they put together meals together for Helping Hands Kingston, which is like Meals on Wheels. So there's a whole bunch of men who are all come from hospitality, and they chefs and all sorts of things. So just absolutely fascinating. So we've been invited down to the Channel Men Shed. That's the first Wednesday in September. So that's your blooming lot for this week. Thank you, Dave, for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me.
I hope that hasn't been too arduous.
No.
And we've learned about GreenCube. So please look up GreenCube and get out there and operate.
Give it a try.
Give it a try.
You might be surprised.
And from the master, who
I don't know about that. Maybe an experienced apprentice.
Oh, very good. All right. So we'll catch you next week. Is the quiz night. So we will catch you in 3 weeks' time back in this studio. So this has been VK7 TW and VK7
You've done it again.
VK5DG, honorary VK7. And this is VK7 OTC, the club station of the Radio and Electronics Association of Southern Tasmania, with our DATV Experimenters Night, and we'll catch you in 3 weeks' time. 73.